My question's for all of you. My name's Dan Bowman. I live in the South End. The conservative policy of the family tax credit is, in my estimation, it falls horribly, horribly short of providing any kind of value to, well, to people who aren't married. So it demonstrates something very, very obvious about the conservative social agenda, insofar as supporting, married families, and that's great for them, and they have two incomes. What are your plans to support unmarried families? What are your plans to support single parents? And what are your plans to support people who don't benefit from these tax cuts because they don't have the income to support it in the first place?
Kind of losing track while you're putting me on the back here. So the question is sorry, just rephrase the last portion.
What's your plan to support low-income earners, to support no-income earners? What's your plan to support single parents? Because I believe that the family tax sharing or income splitting thing that the Conservatives are proposing is horribly inadequate and supports their own people.
Well, it's a valid point. Much has been made of the fact you can't really take advantage of a tax credit if you haven't got much of an income. There's no doubt that the vast majority, including the $1,000 per child and everything else that's come out in the last 5 years, is geared exclusively towards upper middle class incomes and families, traditional families, as it's said, simply because that's the conservative base. I think that if there's funding arrangements, or whether it's much like the child tax credit is currently administered, it should be based on the child, regardless of the family unit that he's in or she is in. It shouldn't have to do with tax, like whether it's child fitness. I mean, what was the new one? Was the music deal? Art. No, fair enough. The music. Well, I'm just saying the music deal because the kid was playing the guitar and whatnot in the commercial. So, regardless of what it is, I see it the same way you folks do. I see their platform and whatnot. But regardless, everything's geared towards these tax credits. So if I think the big issue I have with that, I'm sorry if I'm drifting, I'll make it quick. The big issue I have with tax credits is they're saying that if you spend $500, say you get for child fitness tax credit. There's a lot of people who aren't looking to put the $600 or $700 or $800 it takes to put Junior or Missy on skates to put them in the hockey rink. They're worried about spending $140 for a pair of skates. And those, forget the $600. They're worried about $140 for skates. And guess what? Those skates, they don't matter when it comes to the tax credit. They're talking about music and lessons and whatnot, whether or not you have the money for families to put your kid in that. I mean, the tax credits are useless to you if you don't have the money to put your kid in there.